She said it between the turkey and the cranberry sauce. "Everyone meet my new boyfriend." The fork in my hand hovered midair. No one laughed. My brother coughed. My mother stared at her plate as if grace might restart itself if she prayed hard enough. He stood beside her, younger, crisp suit, the kind of man who moisturizes his hands and believes he deserves things. My wife, no. Not anymore. Not in that moment. She smiled like this was liberation. Like humiliation was a party trick. I felt something split inside me. Not loudly. Quietly. Like ice cracking under too much weight. But I smiled. I stood up slowly. Napkin folded with care. My pulse was steady. Years of discipline had prepared me for this. You don't build companies without learning how. To lose pieces of yourself without blinking. Perfect timing, I said calmly. "Everyone meet my lawyer. The divorce papers are already signed." Silence doesn't echo. It suffocates. Her smile faltered first, then his. I watched it happen. The micro-expressions, confusion, calculation, fear. The room tilted in my favor. And for the first time in months, I felt perfectly balanced. The affair hadn't started with lipstick stains or midnight texts. It started with contempt, small corrections, public sighs. Her voice sharpening when I spoke. "You work too much. You're emotionally unavailable. You've changed." No, she had. I noticed the new perfume first, not because of the scent, because she wore it on weekdays, then the gym membership, the late strategy meetings, the way her phone tilted away from me like it had secrets to protect. I never asked. Men who ask too early lose leverage. Instead, I observed. I watched how she dressed for networking dinners, how her laughter carried differently when she thought I wasn't listening. And then came the phone call. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." My daughter-in-law shouted over the speaker one afternoon. The house was full of noise behind her. "Disrespect is loud," I replied with one word. "Enjoy." I hung up before she could weaponize another sentence. Later that night, my wife repeated it. "You're becoming irrelevant." Irrelevant. That word lingered. She thought I was fading. What she didn't know was that I had already moved my assets, consulted attorneys, transferred shares, secured offshore holdings, including the villa in Switzerland. She believed I was distracted. I was restructuring. Her betrayal wasn't the shock. Her underestimation was. I didn't confront her. I never confront without evidence. I hired a private investigator. Quiet man. Efficient. He didn't ask moral questions, only logistical ones. I requested phone records. Patterns emerged like fingerprints. Same number. Late hours. Weekends disguised as board retreats. I watched her from across dinner tables, studying her like an unfamiliar species. How easily she lied. How confidently she performed. At night, I lay beside her, listening to her breathing, wondering when love had turned into strategy. Then the photos arrived. Hotel lobby, Zurich. Restaurant terrace, Milan. Her hand in his. Intimate, unashamed. I felt anger, briefly. Then something colder replaced it. Clarity. While she was planning a future with him, I was planning her exit. I scheduled consultations in secret. 3 law firms, the best. One question guided me. How do I disappear without losing anything? I moved quietly. Accounts restructured. Trusts activated. Beneficiaries revised. By the time Thanksgiving approached, I had already signed the papers. I was waiting for the right stage. She provided it. With a smile. When I introduced my lawyer, she laughed at first. "You're joking," she whispered. I slid the folder across the table. Her name already printed. Her signature required. Her face drained of color as she flipped through pages. Assets division. Property allocations. Financial disclosures. All finalized. "You knew?" She breathed. For months, her boyfriend shifted uncomfortably. He hadn't expected paperwork. He expected triumph. I leaned back in my chair. Calm. "You see," I said quietly, "I believe in timing." She scanned the last page. The Swiss villa wasn't listed under marital property. Neither were the majority shares. Her lips trembled. "You can't do this." "I already did." Tears welled in her eyes. Real ones this time, not performance. The family stared at her, not me. That was important. He stepped back slightly. Distance. Even opportunists sense collapsing investments. 3 days later, I posted a single photograph. The villa. Snow-draped mountains behind glass walls. Fireplace lit. A single glass of wine on the balcony. No caption. Within minutes, my phone vibrated. Once, twice, then endlessly. 71 missed calls? From her. From my son. From the daughter-in-law who once told me to wash dishes. Messages poured in. How could you hide this? Why didn't you tell us? We need to talk. Need. Such a desperate word. I didn't answer. Instead, I sent one reply to my former daughter-in-law. Enjoy. Then I powered the phone off. Not revenge through screaming. Not revenge through destruction. Silence. Isolation. Let them sit with the realization that they had misjudged the wrong man. She thought I was irrelevant. Now she was financially exposed, socially humiliated, publicly abandoned. Her boyfriend disappeared within the week. Investments require stability. She had none left. I sit now on the balcony overlooking white silence. Snow-absorbed sound. There is peace in that. I replay Thanksgiving in my mind sometimes. Not with anger. With precision. The exact moment her smile collapsed. The second, her confidence fractured. It wasn't the affair that ended us. It was her belief that I would beg. I never beg. Love is not submission. And betrayal is not a surprise when you've been paying attention. My phone remains off. The villa is quiet. I have no desire to rebuild what chose to decay. She wanted spectacle. I gave her documentation. She wanted freedom. I gave her consequences. The truth is simple. I didn't crush her loudly. I removed myself. And when a foundation disappears, the greedy shrew has nothing left to stand on.